Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Nanny Phantom. Welcome back to the channel, and we are here with the last week of UPBA. Yes, week 12. Super important game here. We are going up against mid, and we are both pretty much trying to get this victory so we can 100% secure playoffs. So this game is going to be really important, and like I said in the last game, guys, these week 11 and week 12 are going to be post-com. I kind of already explained it there why. So if you do want to find out why, just make sure you check out the last game. I should put like a little annotation on the top right, and it'll pretty much take you to the playlist, and you can just go to week 11 if you want to know why I've been doing post-coms the last like 2 videos. But before we get into this very crucial game, make sure you guys do drop a nice like. We are trying to get into playoffs, and like I've said the whole season, my goal is to make it into playoffs with this team that I took over. Didn't have the best score. I didn't play too well like against Jay and against I believe it was Shay. So we really need to bring it back so we can make it into playoffs, and that's the goal. That's always the goal. I want to make it into playoffs. And I'll be happy just making it into playoffs, because again, a team I didn't draft, I had to kind of pick from what was left over. It was kind of hard, and I wasn't super comfortable with this team. I'm comfortable with like the walls, but I'm not comfortable with hazard removal and putting up hazards, which I tend to kind of really like. But so far we've been doing decently, so we have to take on mid here and make sure that we do get a win. Let me just make sure that I put 2 times speed. Yeah, perfect, cool, because I just for the video to be a little bit quicker. So again, we're taking on mid. We need to win this one. Playoffs is on the line. So let's go through the team really quick. We have Urshifu with Mystic Water. Shout out to Jay Ricky for this one. Pretty much, if you guys don't know what Mystic Water is, it makes water moves 1.2 times stronger. And I'm completely shocked that he didn't bring Quagsire. So he had a Quagsire on his team, he didn't bring it. So I'm kind of really just free to just click Surging Strikes as much as I want, and it's almost always gonna kill something. Even an Intimidate Incineroar coming in after a -1, it still dies. So that's very awesome for Urshifu, because Urshifu is a mon that I've kind of been like, oh, I don't think it's that good, and then now I see how amazing this thing is. Last game it got a few kills for us, so make sure you do check that game out, because Urshifu's been doing wonders for us. Next we have Chandelure with a Choice Scarf, Milotic with Leftovers, Klefki with Shed Shell because he does have that Dug Trio, Porygon with Eviolite, and Necrozma with a Cassiberry. We are like a Calm Mind, Necrozma with Earth Power, Photon Geyser, and Moonlight. So yeah, a different Necrozma. I usually always run Dragon Dance, but this week we are going for the Calm Mind Necrozma. Our win condition 110% is gonna be the Urshifu. It just wrecks his whole team. Whenever it can come in, it's just gonna completely demolish the team. And obviously you can see on the right side that mid did end up bringing Dug Trio, Exploud, Togekiss, Jirachi, Incineroar, and Keldeo. So let's get into this one. I do believe that I start off with Chandelure, and he starts off with his Exploud. So almost for a second I was about to stay in and try to get some damage on this thing, but I decided against it because I didn't really need to chip this thing away, because Urshifu kind of just wrecks this thing anyways. Even though it might be faster, it's either Choice Specs or Choice Scarf. If it's Choice Specs, obviously Urshifu can come in and just kill this thing. But I have a safe switch into Klefki, and that's exactly what I do. And this week we are not running a Light Clay Klefki. We are actually running, obviously you saw Shed Shell, so we don't have screens. We have Thunder Wave, Defog, Flash Cannon, and Dazzling Gleam, and I clicked T-Wave here, and I was praying I would hit it, because Jirachi is such an annoying mon, and having this thing slower than my whole team and not be able to just completely set up like super easily, it's so amazing. So Jirachi being T-Waved is awesome. Klefki already starting off the game very well for us. Here I believe I do switch into Pop Smoke or Chandelure, just because it can pretty much take anything from this Jirachi. He ends up going for Cosmic Power, which is the set that I was so scared of. That's why Thunder Waving it is so huge. And here I just click flamethrower because I'm not trying to play around. I believe we do find out this thing is leftovers and not weakness policy. But I still click flamethrower even though at this point I wasn't sure. Incineroar comes in, and I'm sure he's either gonna knock off or parting shot. But I believe I do just go into my Milotic here. Yeah, I go straight into Milotic. No reason to risk Chandelure because Chandelure is still really good, especially if we get to chip away at this Incineroar. So we do see that he goes for the parting shot. So our Milotic's a lot weaker, so whatever he brings in, most likely I'll be switching out. He goes into Togekiss, which is such a scary mon, man. I don't know if you guys remember, but I always say Togekiss is my favorite fairy. So I really do like Togekiss. It's so scary though. Here I go into Klefki. I was about to click Toxic, but I decided against it just in case this thing was Substitute, and we do see that it is Substitute. So hopefully it doesn't just flinch us to death, but he just goes for the flamethrower. Luckily we do bring Flash Cannon this time, and we're able to break this thing sub. And since we do have Prankster, he has to be very careful because he already knows we have T-Wave. I click T-Wave anyways, even though it's pretty obvious that he's gonna go into Jirachi. He had no drawback play to go into Jirachi, but I clicked it just in case he wanted to sub one more time. Getting a T-Wave on Togekiss would have been huge. Here I go back to Chandelure. I feel like this Jirachi can't really touch us unless it's set up like crazy. But he goes for a Wish, which is very good. For a second I was about to pull a double into into Urshifu because I had a feeling he would go into Incineroar. But I just played it safe just in case. Urshifu is just way too important. If we lose Urshifu like at all, then the game could just be lost for us. So for me, I just wanted to play it safe. I'm pretty sure Incineroar is going to come in. But again, I want to play it safe. I don't want to risk Urshifu. I don't want Urshifu to take any damage because there still is that Keldeo in the back. And we go for Flamethrower. We get a nice little crit, but it doesn't really matter because the Wish is just going to heal him right back up. Here, I think I stay in. Or I go to Clef. No, yeah, I go to Klefki this time. It's another time where these two are facing off each other. I believe I do stay in. But here, I switch into Klefki, and he parting shots, which, you know, I thought he might do. He might knock off. He might do something else. But he does go for the parting shot. And here's where maybe he was trying to bait me to not click Thunder Wave, thinking that he will go into Jirachi. But I'm like, I really don't risk anything by not clicking. By clicking Thunder Wave. And as we see here, we actually hit it, and we actually cause a full para on the first turn for his X-Cloud. So this is why T-Wave is just so annoying, and this is why I wanted to bring it. It's just gonna help Urshifu be able to outspeed everything and just kill it. So as we see, Klefki goes down from the X-Cloud, which is now paralyzed. We 100% know we outspeed this thing. And I believe here I do just click Surging Strikes. Super powerful move. He goes into Jirachi. I guess that's what he thinks his most like versatile mon that he could just sack is, which I'm fine with because again, Jirachi is annoying. Klefki can't really hit it. Well, Klefki's dead anyways, but Urshifu's gonna be able to kill this thing. We 100% know we outspeed. We know it's not scarfed and it's parried. So we just killed this Jirachi, and Urshifu picking up a kill already. Which is awesome. You know, it's always really good. I believe here he goes up into Keldeo, and then Keldeo is super scary. I wasn't really sure what coverage moves it had. For some reason I thought it had Psychic. But we see here as I go into my Milotic, he actually goes for a Calm Mind, which was what I was really scared of. But luckily Milotic is super bulky on the special side. And what I'm gonna be doing here is clicking that famous Dragon Tail that I don't know, I just really love on Milotic. It just makes it so much better for other mons not to be able to set up on us. In comes the Togekiss, which is kind of didn't want. I was kind of hoping the Incineroar might come in after the Dragon Tail, but it is Togekiss, and I do not want this thing to set up a sub, so I am just gonna Ice Beam. I was praying I would get through this, and we actually do. We don't get flinched. We are getting that was pretty lucky. That was definitely lucky for sure. And then next, I believe I click Recover. He hits the Air Slash and flinches us this time. So, you know, not much I can really say about that. It is a 60% chance. Here, I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna go for recover anymore. I'm just gonna go for damage. And he misses the air slash, which is crazy. We hit the ice beam, and this thing is literally at like 3%. And we can kill it with anything at this point, so that's really cool. I thought he would roost at some point, but maybe he didn't have roost. But he kills our Milotic, which is a little bit scary because Keldeo is kind of scary now. But we do still have Necrozma that can at least do something. In comes our Urshifu, and this thing is just gonna get another kill now. He either sacks the Togekiss or he goes and sacks the X-Cloud, but I'm pretty sure he stays on Togekiss. I think I click Ice Punch here just to not use up another Surging Strike, just in case. Yeah, I think I click Ice Punch here. Yeah, because even if he switched into X-Cloud and didn't want to sack Togekiss, we still outsped and killed it anyways with Surging Strikes or Close Combat, because we can kind of freely click that. Here he goes into Keldeo again. Since I had a feeling he was gonna Calm Mind, and because my Milotic is gone, I decided to go for Close Combat. It was very risky, but I ended up going for it, and it was a very good move because now his Keldeo is just so weakened that, again, anything else can pretty much kill it. Here I think I go into Chandelure. I'm pretty sure I go into Chandelure here to threaten it out because we are Choice Scarfed. And yeah, I'm pretty sure Chandelure comes in here. Yeah, here we go. Perfect. Pop Smoke, the Chandelure coming in, looking hot and ready to go. And I'm gonna obviously click Shadow Ball, and this thing's gonna hit us really hard with an Air Slash, so that's what he had to hit Urshifu, which is a very strong move, but it actually doesn't kill us, only if he's +1. And he goes into Incineroar, obviously, as we go for the Shadow Ball, and he obviously knew we were Scarfed. He didn't want to risk losing his Keldeo. Here I didn't want to risk, actually no, I think I do switch out of here actually. I might actually switch out. No. I think I should stay in. I'm pretty sure I stay in with Chandelure and just click Shadow Ball again just to get some more damage on this thing. Yeah, perfect. So I click Shadow Ball, let this thing die. Chandelure did its job. It really helped try to pressure and weaken the team. And now we go into Urshifu again, and here it's going to be another kill for Urshifu. I think this is going to be the third kill. I think killed Togekiss and Jirachi, which is funny. The two mons that I was so scared of, just flinching me to death, pretty much died to Urshifu, which is really good. So I click Surging Strikes here. In comes his X-Cloud, and we do end up killing this thing, of course. Even if we didn't, we're still faster in it, so we would outspeed and kill anyways. But I didn't want to use another Surging Strike. But Urshifu picking up 3 kills now, which is really good. Keldeo comes in. I am super scared of this thing, so I just go into my Necrozma. Not much more than Necrozma can really do. I believe we go into Necrozma, and then I click Earth Power, trying to read the switch into Incineroar. So obviously we see the Air Slash coming through. And here I click Earth Power because it would kill Keldeo and it would do massive damage to Incineroar. So we're going to see Incineroar come in, intimidate us, but we are special, so it's not a big deal. And we Earth Power and do massive damage. So here, I was really trying to choose between staying in or not. Obviously, I would kill this thing, but I actually wasn't sure if I was faster because I've noticed that he only clicked one move each time, Parting Shot and Knockoff. So I didn't want to risk it being Scarfed. So I actually end up switching into Urshifu, which could have been bad depending on what he clicked. He clicks Knockoff and takes off our Mystic Water, which at this point it doesn't matter because we don't need it anymore. And here Urshifu pretty much just gets another kill. We U-turn out, which actually I think was maybe like a little bit of a misplay. Well, not really. I don't think the U-turn was a misplay. No, definitely not. And then here I believe I go into Necrozma. Yeah, I believe I go into Necrozma here. And I'm pretty sure he's gonna go into Dugtrio, obviously, because he's not gonna go into Keldeo. And when I'm here in front of this Dugtrio, this is where I make a bit of a misplay that could have hurt me. So instead, I did not think this thing was gonna be banded. So you're gonna see here that it's banded. I was like, let me just gauge the damage. Let me see how much it's gonna do. When I could have easily just clicked Photon Geyser and probably killed this thing, maybe, or at least hurt it a good chunk. but we see that it is banded, and I was like, oh no, that's where I knew I messed up, because the next one's gonna kill us and I have no damage off on this thing, which is huge, just because now let me pause right here. Now Porygon's gonna have to take 2 rounds of Earthquake, which will put it in range for Keldeo to kill Porygon, and then we have to go into our Shifu, and we have like a chance to actually win it. But I'll talk about that when we get there. Let's do it, because I did a few calcs kind of just to see if I had a chance to win with, even if our Shifu had to face Keldeo. But we go here, we trace the arena trap, so he can't switch. I don't think he would anyways. We click Ice Beam, and he hits us with an Earthquake. It doesn't do too much, still a good chunk, but not enough to 2-hit KO. And here's where we get lucky. We get a freeze. So this is where I wanted to pause for a second and talk about the calcs and stuff. Actually, I'm gonna talk about the calcs when the game's done, so we can kind of get through that. But the freeze was extremely lucky on my part. He missed the air slash. He didn't get off flinches. And so I got pretty lucky when it comes to that. I click try attack here and get rid of this Doug Trio, and his Keldeo pretty much has no chance to kill my Porygon. I think only a crit might kill, or that even might miss out. And that's where the damage from the second Earthquake would have came in handy for him, because he would have been able to put my Porygon in range to die from that Secret Sword or Sacred Sword, whichever one it is. So Porygon lives. We kill the Keldeo, and we end up beating mid. Let me put it back on this screen right here. Okay, cool. So what I wanted to talk about was the last few turns. So I did a misplay because I moonlighted with Necrozma. If I just hit Photon Geyser, it either would have killed him or at least put him in like 1% or something like that. And then Porygon would have came in, taken only 1 Earthquake, killed the Duck Trio, and then killed the Keldeo. Pretty much what actually happened here. But because of that freeze, Porygon didn't get to take a second Earthquake and was not in range of Keldeo's Secret Sword, which then let us win. So I still would say 100% I would have not lost if the freeze didn't happen. Reason being is I did a few calcs, and just gauging the damage that he did on Porygon with Secret Sword. I believe my Urshifu was at 78% left, like with health. So let's say I didn't get the freeze, he would have killed my Porygon. I mean, I would have killed his Doug Trio, but I would have been on much less health. His Keldeo would have came in, and he would have killed my Porygon. Urshifu would come in, and I did calcs. So I could tell by his Secret Sword that he wasn't Expert Belt, because if he was Expert Belt, then he would have killed my Porygon too. So my Urshifu was at 78%, and I did the calc, and the most he could do is 76. So as long as he hit the air slash, the only way he would have been able to win is if, obviously, you got to hit the air slash. He would either have to flinch me, or he would have to crit me. So that was the only way he would be able to win, even if I didn't get the freeze. So obviously it was still more in my favor, just because, again, I was in 78%. The max air slash could do was 76. So the only way I would have lost is if he flinched me or crit me. So it was still in my hands. So that's why the misplay of Necrozma was huge, because if I didn't Moonlight, I just hit Photon Geyser, Porygon would have only taken 1 Earthquake and then not died to Keldeo anyways, and we would have ended up where we ended up now. But because of the freeze, it pretty much let me win 1-0. So yeah, we do get the win. We beat mid, which is huge. Mid still makes playoffs, which is still good, because Trog, I believe he lost. I forgot who he was playing, but he lost, which gave mid pretty much the only way mid wouldn't have made it is if I beat him 4-0, and I only beat him 2-0, so he's still in playoffs. And now we're in playoffs too. I think we're in, I forgot what place we're in, probably like 12 or something. But we're in playoffs. I'm super proud of our team. Like, again, my goal was to make playoffs. This is a team I have not drafted. I took over, and I had to pretty much just pick from the scraps that were left over in the draft board. So I'm super proud that we at least made it this far. Shifu's our top killer right now with 16 kills, which is really awesome. Necrozma is second with 13, I believe. So I'm super proud of the team so far. Hopefully we can make a good run in playoffs. We are going to be playing against Aquarius, and that game's going to be a really fun one and a tough one. We never gone up against Aquarius before, so I'm pretty hyped to be able to do that battle. And yeah, they have a Mew on their team, which I really hate going up against. I think the past few weeks I've had to play Mews pretty constantly, and that Mon is just so scary. But that is our opponent for the next week, which is gonna be the first round of playoffs. So hopefully we can get a dub there and kind of push forward. It's not gonna be easy at all, but hopefully we can do some good damage. I'm super proud of the team, like I said, and I'm proud of me being able to turn around after those 2 weeks that I just did terrible. Again, those 2 weeks I did terrible was because I played after work and I was trying to do a live comm, and it just didn't work for me. I couldn't think properly. I wasn't making any good plays. I was just doing the safe play because couldn't really think of the better plays to do. That's why I've been doing the post comms for this few weeks, but hopefully we can do a live comm against Aquarius, and that would be a really good game. But I hope you guys did like this game. Make sure you drop a like. We made it into playoffs, which is huge. So make sure to show the love. That those likes really push me more and more to keep going and winning, and it helps out the channel so much. So make sure you do drop a like. I hope you guys did like the battle. Our Shifu got 4 kills. So good, man. This mon is really amazing. I recommend you guys try our Shifu Rapid Strike. It's really good. But I will see you guys next week. I hope you did enjoy the battle, and have a good one.